Anatomy is a huge theme in my work, whether it be the anatomy of the underlying structure of an animal skull, subtle hinting at the underlying anatomy of a hand or a face. My grandparents live on the border of a state park, and a lot of my early childhood memories are taking walks with them. Sometimes we'd go into this pasture and we'd go collect cow bones, and we'd take them back home and start painting on them. That kind of experience, probably the first time I thought about bones as these interesting little structures. I love figure drawing, trying to memorize how a body moves in space so I can draw it even when it's not there. Learning how to visualize a 3D form so I can kind of mentally pose it. I had the opportunity through a local gallery like Grey Art Lab to go on a travel residency to Iceland a couple summers ago. It got me thinking about environments, it got me thinking about inventive environments, and with the paintings I made after I got back from Iceland, I tried to challenge myself by thinking about a landscape kind of like a portrait, or how you would think about anatomy, just describing the planar changes like you would describe the musculature of a figure, trying to invent as much of it as possible. That usually comes through in the color palette or the way I treat the shadows. I was doing a lot of portraits. I loved portraits, but I wanted to make it more than that. I wanted to make it more than just a face, because a face might look nice, but it doesn't necessarily mean anything as much as if you take it and give it a mood, give it a sensibility of color or of line to kind of emulate the feeling. When you're trying to work in a kind of illustrative style, it seems like there's almost infinite possibilities, and part of doing thumbnail sketches and compositional studies and color studies is narrowing it down, finding out what you like the best and what works the best before dedicating it to, something more permanent.